Okay, so today we're going to get into a really powerful story. It's a personal one, about a crushing struggle, a period of just complete despair, and then a single moment, a breakthrough that ended up changing everything, not just for one person, but for a whole community.
It all started right here, with this feeling. A deep-seated terror. I want you to just imagine pouring hours and hours of effort into memorizing something so sacred, only to stand in front of your teacher and have it all just fall apart. This wasn't just about making a mistake, it felt like a public failure, happening over and over and over again. It created this cycle of fear and humiliation that was just awful.
So this first part of the story, it's really all about that struggle. A really frustrating loop of trying as hard as you can and then being met with this crushing disappointment. And every single time, the feeling was exactly the same. This sense of total disappointment, like all that hard work had just vanished into thin air. You know, the sheikh would ask, "Where is the memorization you worked on?" And there was just no answer. Review days became this source of dread, something you'd do anything to escape from.
But here's what made it so confusing. He could remember his school subjects, historical events, even really complex lectures in perfect detail, but the words of the Quran would just slip away. And that, of course, led to so much self-doubt. Was the problem him? Was he just not trying hard enough? At one point, a teacher even suggested, maybe you're just not a memorizer by nature.
So all this frustration and self-doubt, it just built up and up until it led to a complete stop. A period of 5 whole years defined by despair.
5 years. Think about that for a second. That's how long the despair lasted. 5 years of giving up on what felt like the most noble and important project of his entire life. And it wasn't just a pause. It was a surrender. It was accepting failure, and that was something incredibly painful to live with every single day.
So how do you cope with that kind of guilt? Well, you come up with a convenient excuse. He started telling himself, you know what? The most important thing is to reflect on the meaning, not just memorize the words. And it's a soothing thought, right? It's a way to quiet your conscience. But deep down, every day that went by without even trying was its own kind of torment.
But then, after 5 years in the dark, a single moment, just a few words heard in a sermon, shifted absolutely everything.
Wow, the sheikh's words just cut through all the excuses. It was as if he was speaking directly to him, exposing the flaw in his logic. How can you ascend through recitation if you abandon the words themselves? That call to read and ascend, that wasn't for people who had given up. It was for the ones who kept going.
It was a physical and emotional shock, a thunderbolt. And in that one instant, a decision was made with absolute certainty. Never again. He would not give up. He was going to find a way no matter what it took.
And with that brand new determination, a completely different journey began. This wasn't about just trying harder this time. It was about finding a real, effective method that actually worked.
What came next was this relentless search for answers. He didn't just take one course, he took a bunch of them. He sought out international trainers, even when language was a barrier. He devoured books, he attended seminars. The goal wasn't just to solve his own problem anymore. It was to find a system that could help other people avoid going through that same pain.
And on this new path, a guide appeared. After God, it was a teacher named Fatima who gave him that initial, crucial guidance. She was the one who helped point the way, who confirmed that this new direction he was taking was the right one. And this is where the story gets really amazing, because this intensely personal journey to fix a problem for himself, it soon transformed into a mission to empower an entire community. So, with a brand new method developed from all that research, it was finally time to test it. He asked for the chance to train a group of students and even offered to do it for free. That first experimental group was made up of 40 female students. The outcome was immediate and, frankly, undeniable. The results weren't just good, they were stunning. The method worked. The success was so clear that the Academy's administration insisted that the course become an official part of their program. The whole journey was validated right there in that moment. But what's truly remarkable here is the ripple effect. This wasn't just about one person's success anymore. Many of those original students went on to become teachers themselves, using the exact same method. For them, it became a source of livelihood, a way to support their families. A personal struggle had blossomed into a tool for empowering a whole community. And that brings us to the final, and I think most crucial takeaway.
This story of perseverance, of turning a crippling weakness into a strength that lifts other people up, it really serves as a mirror for all of us. It forces us to ask ourselves, what have we given up on? What seemingly impossible goal in our own lives might just be waiting for a new approach, a renewed determination, and one more chance?